In fighting, you have different styles of fighters. Guys who can fight forward, guys who can fight backwards, a few guys who can fight on angles, and very few guys, Corey Sandhagen being the only one I can think of off the top of my head, they can fight in all four directions. So what we're going to do today is work on being able to punch in all four directions. I call this the four corners drill. So the first thing we're going to do is stepping forward. Grace is going to land her hands and feet at the same time. So as she throws her jab, she's going to step with her lead foot. As she lands her cross, she's going to land her back foot. So everything's in sync. Her whole body's working together. So I'll tell her to come forward, and she goes 1, 2. The next thing we're going to do is work on backing up while we throw punches. When we back up to throw this first punch, Grace is going to step her back foot back, rotating the cross. This gets her head offline, so if I'm coming towards her throwing stuff, she's able to get her head offline and land her own punch at the same time. But now, when she gets to this stance, go ahead and stay there, she's a little bit extended, right? Because that first step should be pretty big to draw me in. She needs to get back to her stance, and the way she's going to do that is with her hook. She's going to throw her hook, turning it over, and just getting her feet back to her stance. The hook's purpose is really just to get her back to her stance. So one more time, going backwards, big drop step to the hook. Now we're going to go to a left and our right, and they're going to kind of simulate what you did going forward and backwards. If we go to our left, or our lead leg side, it's going to be almost the same as if you went forward. But we're going to throw our hook instead of our jab first. So we're going to hook cross, moving towards Grace's lead leg side. When we go to the other side, it's going to be a lot more like stepping backwards. So she's going to drop her foot off to the side, and as she does it, she's going to rotate the cross already. So she goes cross, hook to get back to her stance. So now I can tell her to go in any direction. Well, and then I can go. Cool. That's your four corners drill. Adding on to the four corners drill, let's go ahead and add our pivots onto it. And I want you to be 50-50 in your stance with your balance, 50-50 as in the weight in your feet, so that you can pivot either direction, right? Before we were following the hand that we threw last when we were slipping, but now I want you to be able to do that off either side. So we're going to do the four corner drill, but we're going to slip and pivot on both directions. So first I'm going to have Grace come forward with 1, 2, and I'm going to have her slip outside the cross and pivot. Next I'm going to have her come forward 1, 2, and I'm going to have her step and slip out the outside of the jab. Then we're going to do it in every direction. So I'll have her go backwards, cross hook, throw the cross, she steps and slips outside. Backing up, cross hook, throw the jab, she steps and slips to the outside. Hook cross to her lead leg side, throw the cross, she gets outside my punch. Same direction, hook cross, steps outside of my jab, finishing her pivot. And then the last one we have is going to our rear leg side, throwing the cross hook, slipping outside of my cross, going to the rear side again, cross hook, slipping outside of my jab. This allows you to change direction based on making your partner oversteer. So now we have the four corners with our slips in either direction.